Now, the youth in a country play a major role in the politics of a state. They either turn out greatly to elect or they stand to be elected. Now, the upsurge in these trends have brought about something that I'd call not less than a youth quake. With the complexities and the contradictions facing this subject, the question we're asking today is, do the young Turks have a place for themselves in the political arena or not? And on our panel today, we're engaging youthful minds carefully picked out just for that task to give answers to our questions. And I must say, this particular one is one that's actually never afraid to speak passionately against and for prevailing ideas. Hello and welcome to the World Questions. I am Mitchell Murray.
You're watching The World Questions with Mitchell Murray.
And to introduce our panel, I'm going to start right here and we've got Peter Cheki, who has actually vied for leadership positions at different platforms and most distinctly at the university level. It's great to have you with us. We also have together with us the ever-dynamic Joshua Eselaba, a sensational opinionator, a communication expert, and a student. We've also got Sadi, a great contributor to today's think tank, a communication expert and student at the university level, who's actually at her final years of her study. Well, that's your panel today. Now, before we get on with our conversation, here are some facts that I collected and now presented to us by our presenter, Brian Mugambi. Here you go.
At least 80% of the Kenyan population is made up of people aged 35 and below. The country boasts of the most youthful voters in Eastern Africa. More than half of the 19 million registered voters in Kenya are actually considered youth.
And therefore, their participation in any voting is crucial and greatly determines who wins a political seat in the country. It's no wonder the Kenyan politicians have been known to buy off votes from desperate youth who lack any form of employment. 20-year-old Ernest Ogore shares how this very fact cost him a seat as member of County Assembly in Kenya's Kericho County.
Okay, this was not a discouragement to me because I'm looking forward to 2022 and I'm coming as early as now with clear strategies that I will use to ensure that in the coming seats are not losing. There is a guy who was given the chance because of his economic situation.
Over the recent past, there has been more preference for young leaders, partly because the youthful are less short-sighted, hence selfless, and also due to the fact that they carry with them great ideas, energy, and passion. But the youthful leaders can only deliver this performance only with the help of the supporting community. Brian Mugambi, presenting for the World Questions.
So the 2017 word, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is youthquake. So youthquake basically is all about the different ways in which the youth have been able to handle both political, social, and economic issues. Today we're looking at the politics in Kenya, and I'd love to come to you with that question of the politics, how it's changed really, and where is it headed to?
Changing the African kindred or youthful the African youth bracket from 19 years to 35 years is difficult. The South Africans have done it. The Americans did it. Tanzanians, they are doing it. But Kenya, the youth in Kenya, what I can say, they are actually glorifying pettiness and mediocrity. And they need to stop doing that.
In what way?
In what way? Number one, the youth in Kenya, they don't know the seriousness in matters to do with elections. An election, if I should quote Chief Justice Maraga, an election is not an event. An election is a process which includes changing or liberating us from the worst situation that we were in. But the youth have not realized that the only way to liberate themselves will need to walk into the ballots. We need to turn out in our hundreds of thousands and go to vote. Not to be given money, we give out our identity cards, then at the end of the day we don't go to vote. That is the pettiness and mediocrity that I'm talking about. Yeah.
So how are you seeing the youth in the future? How and in the whole politics thing? Is it going to be similar?
In future, it is going to be so much obscure, to heal from the current situation.
Are we going to see more youth engagement?
We are going to see them if we, the current ones, become more serious. If we set the precedence, then the others will follow. But if we continue the way we are doing, then even those ones that will come, they will continue lagging behind. They will not get to know the seriousness that is supposed to be included.
So if there's one issue that has really been going on, and not just in Kenya but all over the world, is the age difference between the politicians and the citizens of the country. Like Kenya, the majority of citizens are actually youth, but the leaders who are in power, most of them are actually older. So we have this regulation that is there that forbids the youth from tries and regulates the number of youth who get into power. So is it the right thing? Should it be there?
It's talking about regulations which try to stifle you to get into power.
The regulations. Yeah, the age regulation. For example, you can only, when you're 18 years, you can only get into the MCA, the Member of County Assembly, and some other position. I can't remember right now, but you just can't get to the other levels. The largest percentage of levels that are there for the political power, you just can't get there as from a very young age.
Let me say, in fact, that is not even supposed to be an issue. To make youths not to get into politics, because even with that being put into place,
so you support it. You say it should be there. Let's start there.
Yes, there's no problem with that. The problem is, even with that being there, we still see youths not coming out and vying for the various positions. We see old men vying for the MCA seat. Yes. Look at that. You see the MPs, most of them are also old. Look at that.
But do you think it's because the youth actually belittle the little chance they've been given? What if perhaps they could be more into politics if it was all open from the presidential to the Senate levels? Perhaps there could be more engagement of the youth in politics.
The youth should come out clearly and they should prove themselves that here we are. Even with this MCA docket, we can do more fast. If the youths have not come out and say that we can do more in such a docket like MCA, then how will we know that you're going to get to the presidential docket and do wonders? We can't believe you. Put something on the table so that you can see it. Then after that, we will bring a big saucer for you so that you can eat in the same bowl with others. That is it about the youths. That's the problem. Once again.
Okay, as the youth get into politics, and especially those who are vying for particular positions, what's usually their motive? Are they just after servant leadership and trying to have an impact in the societies, or are they after money? So I'll have to start with you, Sadie.
Okay, thank you. People get into politics, especially the youth, with different motives. Some get in there for money, some get in there to be role models. You see, we've always admired actors, actresses, people who play tennis. We have different role models. You see, when youths get into politics, they set a trend, they become the best setters, and at least you can see people get interested, they have an interest and get into politics. So we have more youths getting into politics. Some get there for money and fame. You see, people will have to want that a quick way to fame, and a quick way to fame these days, it's politics. So we are very diverse when it comes to politics.
So some get in there, as you've said, for money. So how are we able to choose as citizens how are we able to know between that who's after money and that who's actually after some leadership and actually making change to society?
It's okay. I will say this. It's good to distinguish between the two. It's very easy to distinguish between the two. The one who is after money and the one who is issue-based. The problem is the current politics, especially in Kenya, has been commercialized. Therefore, when somebody wants to vie for a certain seat, whatever is in his mind or in her mind is money. But how are we going to judge these people? Depending on the issues, the manifestos. We can't get somebody squandering money, giving out money, dishing out money. But whatever is in the manifesto, let me just say that it's promising heaven, which hasn't been accomplished even years before. There's no starting point.
So we should look at what's in the manifesto, just how realistic it is to be achieved.
If it's realistic or it's something that just promises us heaven.
So you seem to agree with that.
You know, the problem with the manifestos in the Kenyan political landscape, the manifestos, they don't clearly spell out what those people are going to do to us once they get into power. So what we need to do before we elect our leaders or our politicians to govern us, we need to first of all analyze, or we need to first of all have a clear scrutiny of what they have in mind. The mind is the software of leadership. It is not what comes on paper. So what we need to do is to first of all let us be aware of what they are thinking. After we have been aware of what they are thinking, we shall now come back to their manifestos.
So how are you able to achieve that? How are you able to
It is simple. It is simple. Is this person integrity? Is that person not a person who has integrity? Integrity is the champion of leadership. It is good to know. You go to opinion leaders, they will tell you. You go to opinion polls, they will tell you. You go to the friends, show me your friend and tell you who you are. They will tell you that this person is capable of leading and this person is not capable of leadership. Yeah.
Okay, so the youth, as we all know, are quite a vulnerable group. They can easily fall into temptations and they can be tempted to even be corrupt and actually get into the very heinous act of embezzling funds. So what is the one thing that will make us trust the youth? I mean, why the youth?
Why the youth? The youth are propellers of development in any nation. They say that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But do you know what? Tomorrow never comes. How are we going to sharpen them? They have to start. And whatever the old gurus in politics should do is to only assist the youth and to help them sharpen their minds, to make them brighter, and not to, you see, they like throwing stones at youth. They like throwing stones at youth, saying that youths are not capable. Who told them that they're not capable? Have they been given that chance to lead? And whatever they portray is not leadership.
Should they be given a chance? They are very vulnerable. Should they?
Well, the youth, they should be given a chance. You see, trust is earned. And the things that we do, the little things we do in life count. They matter a lot. So you see, it takes iron to sharpen iron. So let me say if, for example, today I wanted to vie for a political seat in some political arena, then at least there's someone who knows me well. At least we went to schools, we did things in the neighborhood, we did all and all, in all levels in life. So we've made friends, we've met people, we've brushed shoulders with some, and at least people know a lot about us. And if you want to know someone, you'll ask people about someone. You see, I can't define myself. Like, I will say, I'm polite, I'm good, I do this and this, but other people will say a different thing. So you can trust someone maybe by asking them and sitting with them and like having like a conversation with them and seeing what they've done.
So it's in looking into their past lives. It's all in looking into their past lives and everything.
I'd say that's very important because as much as we try to escape from the past, it always haunts us.
So you're saying that our past will always define us?
Yeah, it always defines us because
so if they did something wrong
wrong in high school, you expect them to do the same in the future?
For example, you are captain, and as a captain, or let's say, let me pick a very usual example, you are treasurer in a certain club or society, let's say CU or YCS as we called it back in high school, and you are treasurer there, and people would register with cash and you'll escape with the cash, no records of the finances, and you want to tell me that will not haunt you? Of course, you'll still have that picky, you'll still be picky. A picky person never stops, and old habits still they'll still grow.
Alright, so you agree that our past defines.
Yes. You know, what we do today.
But I feel like you can always change. You can always change who you are.
No.
Especially over time.
No. You know, leadership does not change who we are. Leadership only reveals to us who we are. So, as she has exemplified that this person, this man or this lady, they were holding position maybe in the Christian Union as treasurer. Then they embezzled the funds. Leadership has defined, it has just revealed who these people are, that they are scoffers and they embezzle people's funds. So what we need to do is to first of all go to the grassroots level of these people. After going to the grassroots level of the youth, we now begin to assess them from that point. That if they did this, if they ran away with 2,000 shillings, are they able to handle or are they able to safeguard the 2 billion or the 2 million Kenya shilling that we have entrusted them with? That is the point that we are supposed to do, to start from the grassroots level.
Mr. Cheki, should I judge you with what you are 10 years ago?
Yes. Yes, why not?
So if you were a thief then, you're still a thief now. There's no way you can change anything?
See, in line with leadership, there are values that one should hold close. The way you bring yourself up is the way you're going to be. There's no way you're going to change. The way you brought yourself up, that's the way you're going to be. There's no other way you can change. How? Through what?
Of course, through different
when you are young,
see,
when you are young, you're told, can you be a good child? Don't be a thief. Ensure that you go. Use this way, not use that the other way. And that's when you are entrusted and given a certain docket, maybe in a club, told to be a treasurer. And when they are stole money, what does that mean? In the near future, when you're going to be given any other seat, you're going still to steal that money.
Yes.
The 2 billion or the 5 billion. Yes.
Well, I've had stories, like for example, of pastors who were once prisoners and gangsters. I'm sure you've heard of the same, have you?
Yes.
Oh, thank you for saying so, for confirming the same. So you're saying they still have the same thing inside them? You're saying that the hundreds of followers who follow them with the knowledge that this particular person will one day get back to being a thief?
No, it is simple. They are thieves. And at them, it is simply stealing. So they are thieves.
No.
That is stealing.
So you're calling all pastors in Kenya thieves?
Is something.
Because I'm not mentioned any Mpaka. So there are different types of offerings and different types.
Very many pastors, bishops, evangelists.
Exactly. So you're calling them thieves?
I have said, you gave an example that they came from Shimonatewa.
Exactly.
And
they became a bishop.
And they became a bishop. Then when they want to preach to us on blessings, when they want to tell us on how we should succeed in life, what do they do? Like send me 310 shillings, send me 427 shillings. What is that?
But is that the case in all churches?
But that is the case because integrity has refused. People have been defeated to even get on with issues to do with integrity in churches.
In all churches?
In all churches today.
It's still in all churches?
In all churches today.
You can confirm that?
I can confirm that.
You agree?
Walk from this church.
Mr. Chetty, you agree that all pastors are actually have the Panambegu thing that's actually aimed at robbing the congregation of money?
I won't say I've not gone to all churches. I've not gone to all churches. But the main churches that I know, at least 90%, they are full of pandambego.
Yes.
I don't know how they
So
do
what
it.
church do you go to?
I go to Calvary Worship Center.
Okay.
Yes, that's in Mombasa.
Sadi, you agree with this?
Okay, maybe say something. You see, in churches it's quite different because it's all about you make someone change the beliefs. Like you persuade them. Actually, that's the one. It's all about being persuasive. You see, a pastor will persuade you and tell you the Bible says. You see, all of us here, we don't know who wrote the Bible. We didn't see them, as you say, they are our ancestors. We don't know them. We haven't seen them. We just believe what we found. We are all born like. Some of us are Christians by birth, not by choice. Yeah. So I'll go to church today and a pastor preaches something. Let's say you preach on salvation and I'll not get saved. Then I'll go to church B. Another pastor preaches on the same and they get saved. Why? The words, choice of words, the diction is very different.
So can the same words work on this particular politicians who are words bad people? Can they work on them?
Yeah, you see, bad people, okay, as much as we try and say change is inevitable, but then again people try to hide their clothes, they hide their clothes. It's like they just hibernate some of their behavior. You see, I'll say as much as people try to like shape themselves and like fit into society, we just do that for a particular reason. I'll say maybe in the past life I was a thief and I'll just have to pretend I'm not a thief so that I can be accepted into society. Not necessarily I've left that, but I'll still have a spirit. You cannot change old trick, like an old dog, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Yeah.
I have to comment something. And we are lacking one thing. The topic of discussion is youth and leadership. Today, the youth are the cream of the society.
Sure.
But the cream of the society, it has been demonized. By now, those ones that we think are of a higher level from us.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the youth don't trust themselves. If she was supposed to stand for a political seat, I myself, I will doubt her effectiveness. Why? But I will agree or I will approve the effectiveness of a 50-year-old man. So that is what the youth are lacking. They are lacking to prove themselves as quality and efficient leaders. And that is where they end up electing demagogues.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So you're saying it's all about proving themselves?
It is all about the youth should be given a chance. Not even being given a chance, but they should actually come out. They should actually burst out and say
Can you say that the Kenyan's culture is what has stopped the youth from?
Yes. I myself, I don't want to see Muhuri or I don't want to see Cheki running for a political seat because I am doubting the effectiveness of my fellow youth. But I want somebody who is 49 years older than me to come and govern me. And today, even the GDP of this country is being controlled by the youth because the youth are the ones that are energized and they are fortified, they work. They even work extra hours.
So let me cut you on the same about the cultures of the people. So tell me what this means. There's something I got somewhere. Kazi kwa vijana na pesa kwa mzee cheki.
Okay. Basically, from where I come from in Mombasa, youths are being called by, the old men who are born before us. They're the ones who have houses. And when they want to build new houses, what happens? They call upon the vijana, the youths. They go build the houses for them. They call upon the youths, right? And here, the same applies to a particular job. Let's say, I don't want to mention the organization for security purposes, but there we go. Old men and the youths work together, yeah? But the old man is going to say that, young man, you're very energetic. Those are extra hours, say at night. This is a family man. So let me go back home, I have a family to look after, right? So young man, you can continue working As I get back home, see, I have very little children. I have to prepare them so that they can go to school tomorrow. But when the salary, at the end of the month, this youth who is just going to be a basic technician is going to be paid very little. But the old man still will get 100,000, 150,000. But who did the work? Who did the job? The young man.
So tell us how you feel, Sadi. Yes. How do you feel that particular saying applies to the cultures that we have as Kenyans towards youth leadership? There are the kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee.
The kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. A simple example will be the political campaigns. You've never seen these old men, the potty-bellied one and the sleek ones, running in the streets campaigning. Who does the work? It's the vijana. That's so simple. The vijana do the campaign, and who are the people who sit in offices getting their salary, their monthly pays? It's the wazee who do the pay, and the vijana do the screaming, they even loot. You see, it's where the vijana have put ourselves in that position. Yeah. If we all like spoke and like said, if I do you the favor of a campaign, even I also have to get a seat or like get something. You see, some of these vijana, there are people who have degrees, they have diplomas, they have PhDs, masters, and they are out there in the streets doing sweet nothings in the name of campaigning. But if you struck a deal, like you see in these past campaigns, at least the government has brought the devolved government, the county thing, and if a person campaigned in terms like, I'll be your campaign manager, let's say for example, I'll be your campaign manager, then after you pass, let's strike a deal, maybe I'll be nominated, considering I have the qualifications. So vijana, we should like speak for ourselves, speak for our rights, not just do something to please a person or maybe do it because it's culture. No.
Exactly. When we come back, we talk about gerontocracy, the difference between the population and the citizens' age and the particular officials and politicians in the office. And just how much the youth have been regulated today. In certain political parties, you can only become a member of that political party if you're of a certain age. There's an age limitation. You just can't vie for any position when you're in Kenya as a youth, be it president and all that. So when we get back, we'll be looking at all that. Keep it here.
You're watching The World Questions with Mitchell Murray.
Hello and welcome back. It's great to have you. I am Mitchell Murray and this is The World Questions. We're coming to you from Nyeri County where we're talking about the youth in politics. Two great issues we're looking at today. First we have gerontocracy. Just how old are our leaders and how young should they be really? And we're also asking the question of just how much power does the generation of good voters have? As youth, we should also vote. And as we know, let's get to that subject of voting. I'll start with you, Cheki. How do you think it's been working? I think it's really, a lot of Kenyans are now voting, especially the youth. Do you think they're practicing their power well, their right well?
To some extent, yes. Let me say that. To some extent, yes. It's the right for Kenyans to vote, the Kenyan youth to vote. That one is enshrined in the Constitution. And again, I don't think if we have achieved it to the maximum. Because some youths don't vote because they want that leader who they want. Some, in fact, most of them are registered voters, but they won't come out to vote. And others, they are the age of 18, they have got identity cards, but they will not be interested to go and vote.
Why is that?
Because They're used to.
Because yes, you're saying that we have quite a good number of youth who are voting, but they're still not coming out and good, like totally. So why is that, according to your opinion?
Yeah, according to me, I came to realize that the people who want the various seats in Kenya, people who want various seats in Kenya, they come with very good manifestos telling the youths. In fact, a good number of politicians have to mention the youths in their manifestos. When I get in leadership, the youths, employment is going to be mandatory. In my 90 days, is going to have, you see, to ensure that there's an organization is going to employ the youth. But that's a lie. That's the problem. That's a lie. And when the youth, this same youth who voted 5 years ago, now the politician comes in again. I'm going to ensure that there's employment. The person said that he's going to ensure that there's employment, and after 5 years, nothing. In fact, not even 2 youths were employed. Here comes, after 5 years, another leader comes in, I'm going to ensure that there's employment. The youth gets tired. See, these are lies. Politicians are full of lies. That's the notion that have already been created in the youth's minds, that the politicians are full of lies. So they don't believe that whatever the manifesto is about them is going to be achieved. That's the greatest problem we have at the moment.
I think it's now time to close, and I'd love to have a closing remark. Time is not on our side. From you, Cheki.
I would like to urge the youth first to be people who are focused. I know the youths are focused, but here is the starting line. Let us start with ourselves. Look into ourselves well, and we can form groups. We've been having groups in social media, and the friends we've been having across the nation. There we are. We should start from there. After that, it's good to be tough-headed. Let me tell the youth this. It is good to be tough-headed when you are focusing on a particular ambition and a particular goal that you want to go after. So I will urge us to be strong, focused, and be long-sighted. That's what I would like to say to the youths. Yes.
My conclusion is this. Todd Hunt in 1984 argues about something called postmodernity. Postmodernism, for postmodernism to take place, it means that the vulnerable groups in the society, those ones that are the destitutes, those ones that don't have a voice, those ones that have a funny name, those ones that don't have a good place to stay, those ones that have been defeated to articulate for their grievances. Postmodernism, through Todd Hunt in 1984, it argues out that these people must be given a voice in the society for them to speak out. The vulnerable group here, or the target audience here, they are the youth. So the youth need to be given a voice in the society. The youth need to be given a chance in the society to speak out their mind, to criticize. Somebody said that the greatest threat to democracy is criticism. So it brings in the importance of activism, because activism is simply criticism. So the youth need to be given a chance to criticize and to become activists and to become postmodernists. Thank you.
Most youths are running away from politics and claiming they want to nurture their talent, because youths in Kenya tend to have diverse talents. Some are good at different things, so most youths think maybe talent will not think, because talent gives people money. These days talent is well paying and politics is equally well paying. So maybe youths should get into politics, do their thing, like don't get discouraged, get into politics, stand for what you believe in. That's what really matters. Your opinion can change someone's mind. And you see, back in our villages, our small estates, our villages, and maybe our towns and cities, some of us are influential, like not necessarily influential, but at least you could even tell someone something and they follow. With that little influence you have, you could influence several people. So the youths to like try and get into politics, try and nurture, you see, you could get into politics and nurture other people's talents. most people, politicians come with their view like, I'll help you nurture your talent, I'll help you gain this and this. That's what earns them more votes from the youth. The youths really like nurturing talent. So if you like stick to your word and help them nurture talent, then there'll be like almost everything done in Kenya, because reduction in crime, positivity from the youth, and like their minds will be like gathered, and they'll be like, they like do one thing in common. They won't be like thinking on doing like some negativity.
You have been watching The World Questions. It's been great to have you with us. I am Mitchell Muri. Do join me next time as we continue on other discussions. To my panel, thank you so much to each and every one of you for making the time to come here. Until next time, goodbye.
This is The World Questions with Mitchell Muri.